the last time I saw.
Yeah. Well, so far we are in the draft, so it's time to see what these teams have in store for each other. Mineski starting with the Nature's Prophet ban, and we got the Night Stalker ban.
Yeah, that's. I think you have to ban the Night Stalker.
Yeah.
I think that's Ninja, one of his best heroes.
Yeah.
One of the more predictable ones, indeed.
I wonder if we... I mean, interesting as well, because a lot of times when people have been against like Ice teams, you're not really unwritten to see just 5 Ice bans, but...
This is true.
Is Vici going to ban out the Nyx Assassin?
Yeah.
I think that's the next one for me. As for Mineski... Okay, they ban out the Kunkka. All right, they don't want to deal with Lanem's Kunkka.
I mean,
that's something.
They've been picking it so much
Yeah.
Vici gaming, haven't they? Even though the win rate wasn't too great when we've seen them in some of the qualifiers, but
So
they
It's just one
love
of
to
his
grab that
comfort
Kunkka.
heroes.
I like
It
this
really
ban.
is.
We were talking last night, like in winter, and we were just thinking, you know, these jungle heroes are just so absurd right now. If a team can play Enchantress or Chen, I think that already plays to their strength right away.
Starting with the
Veno.
Venomancer.
Have we? I feel like we haven't had many Venos. It was
We
just
had a
Liquid.
couple, but not a lot of first pick Venos.
Yeah, just I think only Matu's played it, right?
Maybe you're right about that.
I think he played it versus Ice that one game. He got kind of dominated. They ended up winning, but he was struggling for sure. And then the second game, I think he played it again.
Yeah, he definitely
And
played
I
it
don't
at least
think
twice.
I don't think I
Yeah.
saw another Veno after that. I don't recall it, at least off the top of my head. Chief's got the notes though.
Yeah,
got
but
us.
do I really want to go through all the games and
Nah.
look it up?
It's all right.
We saw a lot of Pugnas. That's the one
We
that's been getting
do
through
see a lot of Pugnuts.
Yeah, Na'Vi
Yeah.
were getting that like, every game, weren't they? for
Yeah,
tournament?
they love that.
That's,
Vici's a Pugna team too.
Is it a first to Pugna game?
I think they've opened with it before.
They have definitely
Yeah.
opened with it, yeah.
They'll
At Dream
pick
League,
it
they
in the
picked
first-
it every
yeah.
game, right? We were like, wow, Vici's just really on that Pugna train.
Pugna and Faces Void
Yes.
was the...
Yeah,
Void's been the big China.
With a lot of Chinese.
Yeah, a lot of the Chinese teams are just putting in that safe lane. Personally, I'm actually not too big of a fan of it lately. I feel like it's such like a slow-paced hero. You have to land those successful chronos. If you make like 1 or 2 mistake chronos, the game just looks extremely difficult. And we've been seeing
Oh, we
that.
saw that with Mugi. and
Mugi,
Newbie.
yeah, he had like 1 or 2 unfortunate chronos, and
Oh, that's Vici
the
game.
game
for you there.
struggles.
Picking up the Slada.
Okay.
Something
been a
that pretty much none of the other teams would do, especially in the first phase. But
Yeah.
we have seen it before from Vici Gaming.
They're on the dire side with Slardar, so that minus armor, they can go for those Roches eventually, but this is more so just a matchup for the roaming.
5 seconds remaining.
I think that they're probably going to stay away from that Void then if they're picking up Slardar in the first 2. They go for the
They go
Bane.
for the Bane.
Again.
I
We
mean,
saw them do a few times.
You got a nice
Qualifiers.
setup, right? You got a setup for the Crush,
Yeah, Namo Crush is great, yeah.
but it's a lot of single target.
It is a lot of single target already. But we have seen Bane. I mean, we haven't seen it picked, but we saw it getting favored a lot by some teams. It was getting banned out first 2 a lot of times in the recent times, but
that's a nice reaction.
Nice clockwork
Yeah.
game already.
Really nice answer to both of those heroes. Makes it very hard for either of them to get stuff done. Bane's very long cast animations. Slardar trying to be on the front lines. If you trap him in the cogs whilst he's sprinting, he's going to take a lot of damage.
Yeah, this is a really good pick versus both of them.
Yeah.
5 seconds remaining.
It's been a growing hero. We saw, Secret playing the clockwork, Yapsor playing, and the 4/4 stabs being brought out versus him, and he really suffered, of course, versus that. That'll tend to happen. Vici bans out the Brood as expected versus Ice, and I mean, with their these two support heroes already being grabbed up, they do not deal with Brood whatsoever.
You do feel like Slardar is going to be supporting this game, like the 4 position?
I would think so, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think 11 would play it.
We saw that from the Chinese teams too a lot, right? Just picking out their first 2 supports right away, just revealing exactly what they've got going. While Mineski has variety going right now. The Mirana is forced to be banned. They don't want to deal with the Bane Mirana combo, of course.
Very fair as well.
It's very good versus the Venomancer as well, as we've iterated before in the past. You can outrange the Veno wards.
Yeah, but good against the Glock also. Very hard to trap her.
10 seconds remaining.
Can make a lot of burst damage come out too, and you can set up ganks nicely. If you had the Moonlight Shadow with Slardar Bane, definitely get pickoffs around the map.
I'm surprised we haven't seen the Nyx Assassin yet, nor not banned nor picked,
Yeah.
because both teams favor it heavily. Mineski hasn't lost with it yet this season. 77.
Yeah, certainly a chance that Mineski
from
could pick it
Vici.
still.
Yeah, I think they can still draft it.
Might be banned to though, we'll see. I mean,
Yeah.
they take out the Brood, starting to look towards Ice's heroes. Yeah. And they may just do that again with this 4th ban. Starting to try and limit and control Ice's options. Very hard to do, of course, with the amount of heroes that he's very, very good at.
You see Lanem and Mikasa. Seems like they're the only two really discussing the draft. I don't see the other players really pitching in too much.
Radiant team ban.
Got the AA, that AA Veno combo that we've seen in the past, just making that lethal damage.
Yeah, I mean,
Super,
an AA
super
clock as
strong
well.
team fight,
It's
yeah.
super great, isn't it? Like those global mid-game pickoffs. Hook shot and an ice blast. He kills these two supports and maybe the rest of the lineup that Vici Gaming is going to be picking.
Wondering what the Vici wants to if they're banning out that AA. If there's something in particular they're thinking about. Response that we've seen in the past a lot versus the Venomancer is the AM, so we could see that maybe be coming out for Vici. Paparazzi being one of the big AM players. Not already, you can see there's not really a crazy amount of lockdown coming out from Mineski, Clock Veno.
But you know that there's going to be a heavy focus on that offlane. Do you really want to play an AM when you know that that offlane is going to be pressured? Or your safe lane, that is?
I mean, AA could be...
It's just such a good matchup in the overall game, right? Even if the lane isn't the best, you at least have Bane. Bane's one of the stronger kind of laning heroes. And in the niche, in the nature of the game, it'll be just a great matchup versus Venomancer.
And against the right offlane, a Chilling Touch can still be an absolute nightmare to lane against. Especially if you've got a couple of ranged heroes in that lane with you on the safe lane. And Mineski, I wonder what they do ban, maybe. Is they're looking towards the the AA as well. They sort of do, they take the Necro out. That AA ban could have set up for a very nice and easy Necro game, and Mineski quick to make sure that Vici Gaming don't get that opportunity.
Yeah, Vici does really like that hero. They could still go for the Pugna here for Vici. I think that's maybe what they were setting up here with the AA ban, either the Necro or the
they could
Pugna.
have said, yeah, we'll take whichever one they don't ban.
Yeah.
5 seconds remaining.
Looks like VG Gamer has some very stern discussions about this draft.
Important game.
I love watching this. This is great, actually.
Yeah.
I wish I could lip read and understand Lanem. Oh god, this guy's a
Well,
legend.
How could you Chinese?
I have to learn Chinese, of course. But
Radiant team.
And the importance of a coach.
they go for the Death Prophet. That's a similar kind of hero concept with like the Pugna, the Necro.
Yeah, and one that you don't really want to have to deal with an Ice Blast.
Yes,
when you're trying to get that heal from that ult.
And this is really nice for them to go for those Roches as well. The amplify damage plus the Death Prophet ulti. They have a crazy amount of physical coming between these Slaughter Death Prophet combo.
Yeah, melts some of these heroes. And it's never to be underestimated as well, the power of that silence of Death Prophet in these team fights as well. If you get that onto the Venom, I mean, it's an incredible duration, an incredible area. It can just absolutely put a stop to anything, or any sort of the chaos that we talked about that Mineski may try and bring against Vici's lineup. So yeah, I'm liking it. And it's got it's a pretty insane win rate in China, hasn't it? These Chinese teams, compared to the rest of the world, they're the best with Death Prophet.
This is where I might be thinking that Mineski's looking at the Nyx Assassin now. Very good versus the Death Prophet.
Dire team pick.
And it's a Visage, though.
Visage. Very good hero, being able to stop the Fiends group from a distance with the birds and giving them that physical and giving them that heavy burst damage too. This is a hero that we've been seeing rise complexity running in the safe lane. Very potent.
Remaining.
And something that can add to those movements of the clockwork as well. Once that hook shot's online, just microing the familiars, having that extra bit of punch when he gets a catch.
They've got a lot of damage already in the team fights from Mineski. If like the Veno ult hits, Visage will always have full soul assumptions to throw out in those fights.
The 11 Tide, and definitely a hero that I'm much happier to see 11 on than the Monkey King. I think you can certainly rely on 11. He should, he's not going to die 12 times this game.
So painful.
I say that now, we will wait to see.
Painful versus
he shouldn't die 12 times this game.
Because Tidehunter does not remove the Gale with the Kraken Shell. So the Gale is actually pretty devastating versus Tidehunter in the laning phase.
And the wards are tricky if you want to try and blink Ravage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Blink's going to be hard to...
You can see the idea, though, that Vici's already going for here. They have massive amount of team fight. They have good, decent minus armor with Gush, with Amplify damage. They are able to focus fire targets with the Death Prophet ultimate. They will die very quickly.
They have a strong amount of push. They can just 5 man up, and just roll down mid or whichever lane they choose.
Looks like that's what they're trying to go for.
I like that as well. I think.
How are you going to stop that if you're Mineski? What do? You got the birds from the Visage. That's actually pretty decent.
Yeah, I mean, already it's not terrible for Mineski. Yeah.
Tinker, that's a way to
Ooh.
start.
That is, I feel that's a risky one. Because if Vici Gaming do start to push it, and especially, I mean, Tinker against the Death Prophet, there's that part of the game. If she waltzes in with the ult and the silence, it can be
They've
very...
got.
And there's so much single target and catch as well. I think it could be a tough game for the Tinker.
I think Mineski's looking to stall the game out. They
Yeah,
have.
I mean, that's the...
They're going to have Visage Birds with Boots of Travel, so they're going to be able to gank globally. We were talking about the AA with the
That's true.
Clockwork. They
Yeah.
can set up ganks all over the place now with those familiars, with the Clockwork.
But they can only do that later on in the game. And
Later
as Owen
on.
said, I'm not sure because we already mentioned they're going to focus on it offlane. They're going to focus on it safe lane. Tinker's probably going to be mid. How is he going to have a decent lane against a Death Prophet without that much help?
I think it could be tough for the laning stage because, I mean, DP sure the laser slows down some of the CS, but she's a hero that can rely on her skills on the Crypt Swarm to pick up the farm. It's unlikely that Tinker can totally harass her. We'll see how much focus. Obviously, it's probably not going to be a 1v1 in the mid lane as we very rarely see those, so depends which heroes both sides throw towards the mid lane to help out. But I think, that's definitely going to be the lane to watch because if Vici Gaming can get on top of the Tinker early and make sure that they're able to start pushing when this Tinker, he's only seen on one, even 2 items, it's very hard for him to keep that March spam up.
I think we really expected that AM ban, especially with the Tinker pick.
Yeah.
With Venomancer, Tinker, there's like really little lockdown on Mineski. It's only the Visage Bird stuns, which are a little bit more reliable. But Tinker, I think, is the important thing too, is with Tinker versus Death Prophet, is you have that burst. You always need burst heroes versus Death Prophet to bring her down. If you get her just brought out of position with the Clockwork, Tinker comes in, can clean it up.
I mean, if you're talking about the burst, could they themselves slip a Pugna into this lineup? Or would it not really fit?
Really depends how they want to do their roles. I think they could. I mean, we've seen it put it in the offlane.
Disruptor.
I think,
I
okay.
still mention it.
Yeah, I mentioned it because versus Tidehunter, it's just the best hero in the game versus or best support in the game.
I mean, it's great. I mean, all of these heroes, Bane and Slardar have a pretty tough time against this Disruptor as well. Being able to peel the Slardar off your teammates. Again, another hero that makes it incredibly hard for Bane to really do anything in the team fights.
And Vici wants to group up and take some towers. So, if Vici does take a tower, let's say, and then they start running away, that's where Disruptor thrives. You can just get the glimpse back, isolate people, really get the pick off.
But they have a lot of squishy heroes. Like, there's not really a forefronter.
There's no front hero. Well, it's a Clockwork front hero for the Mineski.
Maybe, I mean, could perhaps just bring out like the Life Stealer so they can go for those Life Stealer Slardar ganks? You jump on any of these, they'll die.
They go for the Storm.
So they are running...
Safe
lane Storm? All right.
That's a safe lane Storm. That's a paparazzi Storm.
You said yourself, didn't you? We've seen Vici Gaming do stuff with their drafts that's a little bit different, but they normally do have good reasons for it. But yeah,
they want the catch for the Tinker.
Yeah,
that's the biggest thing. They had no hero that can actually find the Tinker in the trees. Storm gives them that possibility.
Have to be a little careful with the Disruptor though. But I'm excited to see this. Death Prophet on Storm on the same team. I can't remember the last time we've seen that. Both of those cores being picked in the same lineup. That's quite something different.
So who is going to take this first game?
I like what Mineski's got if they can take the game late.
Yeah?
Yep.
Take the game late? That's a tough act to do.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I've got to go with Mineski as well.
Yeah?
I think I was a little unsure about the Tinker, but with the Disruptor picked up, it's going to be so hard for a lot of VG Gaming's heroes to actually play Dota this game.
Yeah.
So I think Mineski could crush it. Yeah.
All right, we got Mineski fans here on the panel. VG Gaming, do you guys think they have what it takes? It is Gods and Winter that I'm asking that to. Hello.
Hello, probably asking the wrong people. To SCA Dota enthusiasts here, as we're going to be taking you into Mineski versus Vici Gaming. Elimination at store. Winter, you know this Mineski team very well. What do you make of their chances here? Do you like their draft? Do you like what they prepared for this series?
Pretty solid. They have good lanes and they have a lot of wave clear. Like against mass team fight, the DP and the Tide, long cooldown team fight spells, you want to have like wave clear, waste their time. Make sure that they don't get to your towers easily. Veno, Tinker are heroes that can do this really, really well.
Cool. On the other side, we've got Vici Gaming sporting a carry Storm Spirit of all heroes.
Yeah.
Something you just don't really see. We had like a period maybe a couple years ago where like Envy was playing in the safe lane for a little bit, but typically a hero that's only seen as the mid lane. So what do Vici Gaming want to do here to succeed with their draft?
It's actually a carry DP though.
Okay.
Not a carry Storm. I mean, the Storm is just picked so that they have a hero that can kill the Tinker. Find him and kill him. Not something you see too often, like a Storm plus DP dual core.
Is it going to be enough? Like, is there more to it than just having
I mean,
the Storm there
I can still
kill
see
Tinker?
them finding a way to win the game if they like win some team fights with the DP and Tide and Storm gets really, really fat. He can roll over what Mineski have. Definitely possible.
Okay.
Like both the teams have very, very different ideas on how to play the game, different approaches.
Yeah, we've got some interesting picks for sure here, as both teams very much deviating from what we've seen throughout this tournament. The Bane Slaughter opener for Vici Gaming. We had an Ice Visage, player known for his micro skills, going to be playing here we've seen in a lot of different roles over the last couple of months, but not much in the offlane.
Oh, tight.
Yeah,
it's going to take a lot of damage here.
Could be an early first blood with the damage they're pushing out here, but 11.
He should be fine though. He has Kraken. He took Kraken. And he has a Self.
Yeah, they won't get another.
It's really good
gale,
for him in the lane now because Disruptor actually committed to the Glimpse for that to happen. So there won't be any Thunder Strike or Kinetic Field to try and kill him in the lane.
It's true, but that's also like, you look at the damage they did because of the Glimpse, it probably matches how much they have done with Thunderstrike in some ways.
But then, for me, like I play offlane, tight a lot. If this happens to me, I'm actually quite happy with it,
sure.
to be frank.
Okay. Well, we'll see if he can take advantage of that. 11, definitely a player who struggled in the offlane a couple days ago, giving away a lot of deaths here. We will see Slada camping out this mid lane, hoping for a courier to walk by. Looks like Mineski will be very disciplined for now with that courier usage.
Yep, they don't see the support on the map. Like, it's very common nowadays for people trying to snipe courier, even with melee heroes. Like, I think yesterday we saw like a Earthshaker sniping a courier.
Yep.
I think that was from SG Sports. So definitely something that you should always look out in the early game. The courier, when you don't see the support, you have to pay attention to the courier.
Yeah, he walks all the way back to the tier 2 tower just to pick it up, knowing that a smoked up Slada could theoretically have been waiting to snipe it.
So Jebs has been helping the top lane earlier with the cogs. Like, off lane Visage is like, you don't want to have him run into too much problems in the early game. You want to give him some help. Then he gets some levels.
Yep. Yeah, getting those early levels is the big thing, because Visage, lower magic resistance, 0 base armor. This is a hero at level 1 who is incredibly weak and really needs that help to get the experience.
Yeah, probably one of the weakest level 1 offlaners that I have seen. Pretty much he has what he needs now, I believe. He has level 2, almost has his boots after he picks up the bounty rune. 2-minute rune gonna be bottom. Jeb scouts the top rune. Won't find any rune, but his team is gonna know the rune is at bot.
Mishi doing a lot of damage on the Tide again, but this is a decent creep wave pushing Tidehunter's way. So as you kind of mentioned, Tide probably okay with how things are going here, considering experience and farm are coming his way.
Level 3 though, he should have level 3 after this. I would be pretty happy if I'm the Tide here. And so is Ice. Ice is also getting a lot of levels, and he got some farm as well.
Yep.
Overall lane situation, I think Mineski are pretty happy with their 3 lanes right now.
Yeah. We'll see the Death Prophet push forward against the Visage, but Spirit Siphon being used does perhaps deplete a necessary charge if you want to go for this kill.
Lamb is coming from behind here.
Yep. The cogs there going to help protect them, stop the Bane from chasing forward, and it does look like Mineski not give away any kills here in this top lane.
They have boots on Ice already, so it's a lot harder for him to die with the boots plus Grave Chill.
Imagine I don't even know if the Death Prophet had a Spirit Siphon there because he used it earlier, so.
But what's happening right now is Mineski is holding the tri-lane against VG with only 2 heroes.
Look at the CS though. Storm Spirit is crushing Tinker in mid lane.
Wow.
That is perhaps a bit unexpected, that it's this big of a difference in CS.
I guess he was a little pressure when the Slada was, like, small things like this affect the lane a lot. Like the Slada was missing for some time, and he was really scared of sending his item out, the Self. And I guess it somehow affected the lane.
Okay.
Because generally I think Tinker should have an advantage over Storm.
Yeah, Tinker does very well in a lot of 1v1s, but we are seeing Storm doing fantastic here. It is Paparazzi, one of the best mechanical 1v1 mid players in the world, and
yeah, it's funny you say that. He's actually not even a mid laner.
Yeah, but he's not a mid laner, but the point still stands. You win a 1v1 tournament against the world's best, and I think you can claim that. Perhaps his skills are more suited to the carry role, is obviously what his team and other teams have decided. Yeah, his playstyle. Even if he is a good 1v1er, the hero is his playstyle. He wants to be on the carry role. But yeah, Visage continuing to get good experience and farm in the top lane. Definitely something to look out for. But it is a slight edge to Vici Gaming in terms of the overall CS coming out of the laning stage. We'll see where Tinker looks to go for now. 3 points in laser, so hasn't committed to any March of the Machines or missiles yet. Do imagine we'll just see a typical March build here, unless he really thinks he can get a kill with the missiles.
Jabs?
Yeah, looking for that kill. Clockwork does get bested by the initial slider crush, but Paparazzi getting glimpsed back in. I believe he should go down. He one more right click. First blood goes the way of jabs on the Clockwork.
Yep, well done. Very well done there by Mineski. The two supports connecting to a single same location with the TP and one roaming from behind, getting the kill. And I think Jebs wanted to kill the Slada, and they actually glimpsed the Storm because they realized they could have actually gotten the bigger kill. So that was a great decision there by Mineski.
Yeah, he initially goes in looking for the Storm, but the Slider crush stopped him getting the Storm in the cogs or a battery assault. So good TP from Disruptor, and yeah, Mineski first on the board here. Yep. Helping secure this mid lane, a hero that you want to get a fast boot to travel on. Definitely don't want to see Tinker get pressured too much. So even though he's losing these CS, this does secure him a bit of a lead in this mid lane.
I was kind of expecting like a quiet game. Like their heroes require a lot of levels, so they're gonna glimpse 11. Does he have a TP?
Does not look like it. He's going to go for the Anchor Smash instead, and it looks like they should be able to right-click him down. The Kraken may proc, but the chase is definitely on. And Lanam coming in. Can he save 11? He's going to be a fraction too late. The Shrine was there waiting, and Mushi going to drop the ultimate. This is going to be 2 kills going the way of Mineski. Mushi with a double. What a start.
Yep. Very good rotation there by the supports of Mineski, creating 3 kills already in the early game, putting a lot of pressure on VG. Next thing that they want is obviously the bots. I think the next 2 important things is the bots and the levels on the supports. Okay. But at some point, the Tinker is going to go into the jungle, clear some stacks. Do they have any stacks? I mean, they have some stacks, not a lot. But they're going to have to get levels on the 2 supports. They 2 need their level 6, and Tinker, his boost of travel. Once they get all those online, they're going to be really strong. That's their super power strike, power spike. And with the Visage, the Familiars as well, they're going to be very, very strong at that time. Vici won't be as strong as them, for sure, at that time.
The part I really like with the Veno and Tinker together is they can just push a lane using the Veno wards as 4 heroes, and Tinker can defend and push out the other waves.
He has no TP though.
There's no friend smoked up coming down to him.
They realize something is happening, so they don't want to dive. They immediately use a scan, but they're waiting on the other side.
Not the biggest kill. It will just be a Disruptor. Mike, Ninja Boogie, no way out there.
Oh, Tide is he's still getting poked by Mushi here.
And Mushi kiting him around, trying to stay away from the Anchor Smash here, popping the Salve, trying to heal himself back up, gets the poisoning out. 11 is still going for this one. Hits him with an Anchor Smash here. Mushi trying to just juke his way out of this one, but with Fenrir showing up, no
TPs. One is TPing.
Mushi stunned up, does not have a good escape here. The Ravage even coming out to make sure 11 does not go down.
Oh, that was rather strange though. After Mike died on the side to the left, I thought Mushi would actually just get up, but he tried to kill the Tide.
Here, Jabs walks into the danger zone and he gets picked off. That was a bit of a mistake from him. There was a Dire Ward scouting his rotation. But
yeah, they have 2 good, really good wards around the area, so they see everything. I mean, Mineski were late to put their wards down, so like whoever sees the enemy first is going to get the upper hand because of the information they get. So very bad sequence of events here happening for Mineski. Really good for VG. So they're going to somewhat help the Tide a lot in the start. He was suffering, so that rotation will get 11 back on track. Yes, it's soaring and talent, iron talent, so he'll be fine for now.
Yep. See what Mineski can get out of this smoke. Imagine the ward is probably the key element here. No pickoffs really available. Still very low level on these supports. No ultimates yet. No hook. No static storm.
Still, it was a bad exchange the last minute, so they felt like they wanted to get something in return, you know. They knew Vici made a smoke move, but right now I think the more important thing is how they're gonna give a lane to the Disruptor or the Clock to get their levels. Like one of the cores has to, like either the Veno or Tinker can go jungle and just leave the lane. They both need levels right now. It's really crucial for them. The Familiars are up, so Ice on the offlane is having a good time here.
Oh yeah, this is where Visage gets pretty scary. You can send those birds around the map. You don't even have to have the hero, and he's going to be probably the main player that's going to pose like the kill threat at this point. So
yep, him and the boots of travel on the Tinker with the Familiars.
How close is Tinker to the boots?
Not that close, like 1k away,
okay.
1.2k away.
There's still a bit of breathing room for Vici Gaming, although they're using that breathing room mostly to farm now. They haven't got Ravage, so with good reason. Storm's also in the jungle. Wants to just get some more levels and farm himself, and See.
Yep,
whether...
so now Vino is going to start to jungle, I presume. Like, they really need to clear a lane for supports to get levels. Someone has to go jungle. I think it's jungling as well. And they're going to send the Vino top because VG are trying to pressure with the Exorcism on Ori.
Yep. And there's a rotation coming in from LANM. Mineski may need some additional TPs here. Are they going to go for the kill here? Fenrir gets stunned once, stunned twice. The Gale is there as well, and Fenrir trying to TP his way out. May actually make this one. There's no more stuns available.
Wow,
He'll get
what
back
a play. What a play.
Not bad. Once he used the 2 stuns on the birds, it was
and
free escape.
And none of the supports teleported in as well because they thought the Bane was for sure dead. So right now, Jabs is taking the bot lane to recover on his levels. The Tomb, who's gonna get the Tomb? I guess you give it to the Disruptor since he's closer to 6 and maybe he can make a play.
Yeah. Courier's going out to him, so that looks to be the case. Top tower now being chipped away at and pressured by Mineski as Mushi has arrived. Just level 3 Plague Wards, but should be enough to at least apply some good pressure up here as he does level up now too.
Yep.
And we will see this tower being very difficult to defend. Both Visage and Veno hard heroes to go on. TP's coming in, Nightmare on one, Grip on the other. Here comes the Stormbeat TP as well. He's going to go in with a Ravage. It's 2. The Remnant going to secure the second, and Mineski too deep with 2 heroes. If you're going to go that far in, you need backup, and they get punished heavily.
Oh, and they missed the kill in mid lane as well. He didn't get the feel.
What is the idea there? They're behind the tier 1 tower, and perhaps they don't think Bane's level 6 is probably a big part of that.
But still, they had Ravage though, so that was definitely a dangerous play. They were like trying to create space because they have to allow the Clock and the Disruptor to catch up and do something. Perhaps a little too desperate in doing that. Like, they forced the issue too much.
The bottom tier 1 tower went down as well.
Yeah, this is really, really bad for Mineski. Like, super bad right now. High Ravage is down. DP ultimate is still up. They have the bots though, so that's one thing going good for them right now. Bots up. Clockwork's still not level 6. This is a big issue for them.
The Tinker Visage is pretty scary as well. Something we used to see maybe with Beastmaster a bit, but similar idea. You can use the Boots of Travel on the summon. So Visage goes ganking, you TP on the birds.
Smoke on smoke. No.
Tinker, here he goes, coming in onto the birds with the Boots of Travel. Doesn't get the initial kill on land, and the Nightmare does help bail him out. And Vici Gaming with 4 heroes here. They dropped the Death Prophet ultimate here, and they are chasing down Mineski, looking for kills here. They're going to have to probably pop a Shrine here to keep themselves alive. 11. Ooh. Bit of a pause. There's a DC coming out from Ninja Boogie. That's a potentially key hero if they want to get kills.
Anyway.
Yeah. Does he have Glimpse to catch anyone else?
Yes, but I think he's too far away from...
Yeah, just level 3. So.
Maybe if Mushi goes, like, maybe if Mushi runs in, he gills. Oh, actually maybe. If Mushi gets a gill, but I guess he's too far. Nah, I don't think they can get either the Bane or the DP.
Okay.
Not sure, but I don't think they'll get.
We'll see as things develop here. Quick reconnect coming from Ninja Boogie as the teams get a little breather here, as we will be getting things back underway in just a second. Both teams are ready to go, so Mineski will get the better of this fight. That was a Death Prophet ultimate as well.
Yep, they should try to pressure towers. Tide ulti still down.
Yep.
DP ulti down, so this is the time where Mineski should make the most out of it. They're building a Midas on the Visage. He has a Medallion and he seems to be going to go for a Midas next. Mushi's going for a Hood. Okay, so they still have the Disruptor ultimate. Let's see if they can get another tower here, since DP ulti is still down for a long time.
I have sent Clockwork bottom, so perhaps with him missing, they're going to opt towards not going for it. But Jabs does have a TP if he wants to join up with his team.
Yeah, they have to be much better with the movements around the map, how they pressure. They can't let something like overcommitting like the previous case when they were pushing the top lane to happen again. They can't give away too much. If they give away too much, the DP, Tide, Storm, Trio.
Oh, Mushi. They're giving away something here with this Fiend's Grip. It's going to be a catch onto the Venomancer.
Oh, that is really, really bad though.
Yep.
That's a good ward there by Vici. They were able to see that, oh, this guy most likely alone or only eyes behind him. So, and they had the numbers there.
Yep.
And the ward of Mineski doesn't really see the Bane's movements there or the Slada, so it was not deep enough.
Yeah. They even got the 2 Revenant kills, so the Visage losing his 2 birds, meaning an extra couple hundred gold going the way of the Storm Spirit. Definitely not the cleanest game from Mineski.
Things are not looking good now for them, Parker.
Yeah, they still have this Tinker, and yeah, Storm is very farmed and is one of the better counters to Tinker, but if Nana can get online with his Blink Dagger soon, it could prove to be very difficult to deal with.
No, it's quite hard though, I think, for Tinker. If the Storm is too far ahead, it's really difficult for Tinker. They need to be able to kill the Storm like in the near future. Like, set up a hook shot into the Static Storm, get a pick off. They have to win a fight, get a tower. If the Storm gets too far ahead, it's gonna be very hard for Nana. They use a scan here, they run up the high ground, they have the hook shot.
They saw the scan was red when they first used it too, so they know a hero is nearby. They run into Bane, Fenrir first. They also see 11 here. What's the play? He misses the hook shot. Oh no, jabs. He winded up a couple times. They're trying to go on the tide with the Disruptor. Can they burst him down in time? He will get the Ravage off. Catches out 4. Big Ravage from 11. The birds are going to drop. Chain stun. 3 heroes on the VG Gaming side. 11 ticking down to the Venomancer. It looks like this fight could go Mineski's way. They need the Tinker for some extra damage. Storm is showing up though, taking out the Clockwork, and no one on VG Gaming has died. The Tide survived the Venomancer damage over time. The Bane is getting very low. He will end up ticking down, but it's not quite the result Mineski were hoping for. It still is okay.
It was not a disaster.
Ravage was used.
Yep, that was okay for them. They traded 1-for-1 support and they got the tower, Ravage down. They did use the Venom ultimate though. But I think all in all, Mineski is just a sigh of relief that it didn't go worse than that. Because the Tide got a big Ravage off.
It very much looked like it could go better with this initial setup. They couldn't quite kill the Tide.
They didn't go on the same target though. Jebs tried to hook. He actually tried to hook the Bane. He missed.
Yeah.
And the Disruptor caught the Tide. I think if they immediately use hook, cogs, battery assault, everything on the Tide, because the Tide had a Hood of Defiance.
Yeah.
The Tide would have actually just gone down without being able to drop the Ravage. And everything would feel better, you know, when you're taking the tower. When you see that, you actually get nervous.
It's definitely one of those fights where it felt like Tinker could have almost cleaned up. He doesn't have his Blink Dagger yet, though, so he doesn't have that bit of extra mobility, so...
But it's worrisome to see that, though. It somewhat tells the audience, or like it tells us that Mineski is nervous, they're not on the same page. Everything not going well in the last maybe 5 minutes, 6 minutes. They have to get their teamwork back on track.
Slada with a 4-staff now for Vici Gaming, not opting for the Blink because of the Clockwork on Mineski's side.
And the Vano and the Tinker. It's very hard to get your Blink off, to be frank. 4-staff is really good against the clock.
Absolutely.
So right now, what has Mineski gotten? They got a dagger on Tinker. Vano has a Dragon Lance. Visage is almost getting its Midas. Clockwork's getting another Midas, so they'll have 2 Midas.
So they're maybe playing more of the late game farming oriented play. Oh, Ice has been caught. He does not have the birds. He just used them for some farming, and that is Bloodstone charges going Storm Spirit's way. Fenrir may pay for this, but this is well worth his life.
Yep, that was worth, for sure.
A Bloodstone charge, a kill on a core hero.
The ward there scouting Ice out. So once again, the ward's playing a big part here in Vici's rotation. Twice already, getting them very big pickoffs. The first one was on Veno in the top lane, and the second one here on Ice.
Okay.
That's why you hear the saying, Vision wins games. 2 big pickoffs.
I didn't hear that saying until now, Winter, but thank you.
Don't lie, Parker, don't lie.
I'll quote you on that.
You're the guy who should be always buying wards, you know.
Yeah. No one else does, so someone's got to.
So right now, they're just kind of waiting for their Midas to come online and try to wave clear, push out, and try to find a good pickoff. Whereas Vici is feeling much stronger now with the engage, like the team fight engage, with the Tide, the DP, the Storm's Bloodstone. Mineski has to pick their next fight very wisely. I think if they lose one fight, like one full skill engage, I think the game is just going to ball out of control and the Storm will just keep picking them off.
One bad fight and suddenly Storm has got 16, 17, 18 Bloodstone charges and another big item, and that's where Tinker gets completely destroyed.
Yeah, so they have to try and use the Static Storm to kill, try to kill Paparazzi once or twice. Like one time would be really good.
He's got a regen room for the next team fight, which is a very dangerous prospect as well.
So they're camping behind Wushi here. They're trying to bait him out.
Yep.
They might find Fenrir here.
Yeah, they're right next to him here. Ice.
Don't think they'll see him though. Don't think
Probably
they'll find
smell him if he opened up his nostrils.
They're pretty much trying to bait Mushi here. Mushi has a hood, power trades, strength trades, Dragon Lance, really tanky.
Fenrir breathes a sigh of relief, perhaps, although even he did not know quite where those heroes were.
They're trying to set up here.
Yep.
Tide is pretty tanky with a hood.
This could be a very dangerous position for Bane to be in. It's so hard to get a good grip off when you're versing things like Familiars, so being able to come in from the backlines, Nightmare one hero, grip another, that could be fantastic for him, but
This is good for Vici right now. They're holding the tower and Storm is pushing out top lane. So Mineski has to force the tower ASAP. Otherwise the Storm will be getting way too much from the other side.
Fenrir even gets the ward down to potentially set up a good team fight for them here. The Storm's going to continue to push out this top lane. Does have a regen rune if he wants to come to this fight, but looks like Vici Gaming decide a bit too difficult to defend, too many wards.
Oh, they find 11.
Can they get the kill on him? Static Storm could be used
Glimpse.
for this one. They're going to go for it. The hook shot there as well, trying to lock him down. He can't get out just yet. Will the hood save him? Does not look like it.
They did it this time, all on the same hero.
Yep. And on the big hero, the Tide. Take that ultimate out. Death Prophet has to cancel the TP as well. Does not want to go into the entire Mineski squad. They may have used 2 ultimates on the supports, but they still had a level 2 Veno ultimate, the Visage burst damage. Plenty of tools still at Mineski's disposal.
However, Paparazzi is going to get a trade here though for his team. So I think still acceptable losses here for Vici.
Yep.
Tide didn't blow his Ravage. So, and they held the tier 2. So it's essentially 1 for 1 tower. Tier 1 for tier 1. And they expanded the Disruptor ultimate. So Vici is going to try to make a fight here.
Yeah, Fenrir has come out from the side, perhaps a bit too early. He had the ward, but he did not see all the heroes. He gives away his life just to get off a Nightmare. Now Paparazzi's in, trying to find the support. Knows there's no Disruptor ultimate, but does not have the necessary backup. Okay, that's a big glimpse. He's still got a little bit of mana, but he's going to have to deny himself. Goes down, and that's the big kill you were talking about. They may not get the credit for it, but they do break the Bloodstone charges.
Yeah. The important thing is lowering the charges, otherwise Storm will snowball out of control. The ward there. Vision again. Parker wins games.
Yep.
Big pickoff.
Both teams had the vision, but Fenrir just not quite enough vision. I believe he thought heroes were TPing out. When you go for a Nightmare like that, he ran into 4 heroes.
I don't think he minded dying there. He just wanted to start the fight.
Yeah. He got a Nightmare up on 1 hero, but then got surrounded, and the entire Vici team could not get there in time to make anything of the Nightmare.
They felt they were stronger there. That's why he just ran in. I don't think he cared about dying. He just wanted to make sure the fight started.
Yep.
So, good sequence of events here for Mineski. Next objective should be, I think, trying to get one big item up on the Visage.
The Ag Scepter being the...
Yeah, probably I think his biggest item right now should be, should be the Axe, I guess. Solo won't even be too bad because there are a lot of physical damage from the Vici side. The Slada minus armor.
He changes his item. He's got a mech queued up all of a sudden, so we'll see where he ends up going with this.
Greaves is pretty good this game because of the Slada.
Yep.
Good for your team.
You're in science now. He's got a hood queued up. Nice, making us think about life.
I think pretty much right now they have to itemize to be able to team fight and clash, because basically if they split up, it's bad because of the Storm. The Storm will pick them off. So they want to play together, use the Banner, use the Disruptor ultimate before they have their BKBs and keep fighting. So I think this item is pretty good. As long as he builds a team item, I would say it's pretty good for them overall.
Yep.
Clockwork should always do that with the Disruptor. They have to go on the same guy. They need to go on the same guy, kill one guy. They shouldn't try to be too greedy. Oh, you catch this guy, I'm going on the Bane, the Slada.
Especially
then no one dies, you know?
Yeah, they're also the support. So using your ultimates, 2 ultimates on 1 hero is fine because you still have Visage, Veno, Tinker.
And it's
kind of
like
comes from these heroes.
Low cooldown spells too. You know, it's not like I'm using a Doom to kill a support or something like that.
Correct.
You know? So they're gonna go force the tower again, force the issue again because
you want to fight around your vision.
I feel
I've
they're
heard
stronger
today that vision wins games, so they want to fight around it.
Wow, Parker, you're a quick learner.
Yep. I listen to you, Winter.
Wow, thanks for listening to me. Thanks for caring about my opinion. You know?
And Mineski, they switch it up. They show bottom, but then they immediately TP around Roshan. I think anticipating a Vici Gaming sneak.
Slada, DP.
Very fast
rush.
too.
Yeah, very fast rush. They used the feminists to secure the Roshan. I think overall good movement there by Mineski, and Vici also, they had the right idea because they can't fight, they can't defend the tower, so they try to look for something else, exchange a Roche, or get some farm on the other side of the map.
Yep.
So right now Mineski smokes up. Not sure if Vici knows. They are moving towards the bottom to play around their ward.
I think they know Mineski are done with bottom lane because they just got the 2 towers. There's not much reason for Mineski to stay there.
I mean, the next key thing is whether Mineski can take the other towers and get Roshan. If they can actually get Roshan, because they're up against like a heavy team fight, tight DP. So if you can have an Aegis, let's say on one of your important heroes like the Visage or the Banner, you run in, you force them to use their big spells on you, and then you come back alive and you take the fight.
Yeah. It was looking good for Vici for a while, though, winning fights. What's kind of stopped them and slowed them down? Because it feels like they're avoiding fights now. They haven't been able to do too much.
They can't fight now because Mineski is stronger. They won the previous fights because sort of Mineski screwed up their, like, they made mistakes. They were doing the wrong things. That's why they lost the fights. They were supposed to be strong at that stage. Oh, Mushi.
Yeah, he TP'd into a lot of enemy heroes here. Gets crushed up here. Are they going to go for a Ravage? It looks like he's in just a good enough position to...
Oh, hookshot, glimpse.
Oh, here's the ultimate, the Static Storm. No Ravage for you. Tide Hunter trapped inside of this one. Will he get a chance to get it off? Does have a second to maybe try for it, but the birds stun him up. And now the Clockwork with the hookshot on land him almost finds a second kill. Mineski looking very good here when it comes to team fights, just preventing Tide fight after fight from getting off any kind of an ultimate.
And the double Midas paying off right now.
Absolutely. Visage has that experience talent as well. He's going to get a very fast level 3 ultimate at this rate, which is where those birds get very scary.
I mean, it's always like a kind of like scary when you get the double Midas and you're still fighting and you think that we can still win the clashes with the Midas. That's how it actually increases your lead by so much.
Sure. I mean, right now it's a 4K gold lead. Well, those two Midases cost them 4,000. So when they're fighting, they don't really fight with a gold lead. Those Midases don't exactly give either of these heroes any damage output.
And Tinker is so close to his Aghanims. That's going to be another power spike for them. Vici still has to wait for... I think they need to wait for BKBs. They need the BKB on Storm. He is actually pretty close, 200 gold.
Yep, despite the
they need
fast Bloodstone, Paparazzi
BKB
is...
Actually, on both of them, I think both of the cores need BKB. There's too much magic damage.
Yep, and Death Prophet and Storm both have it queued up and are both pretty close to finishing it, so... Fights will definitely change a lot with those pickups, because Veno has started to itemize a bit towards physical damage, but is still not quite at that point just yet. The level 20 talent is perhaps where it's going to really start to kick in, but it is largely magic damage. The Veno ulti, the Tinker, spells like Static Storm.
Yeah, pretty much when they see the BKBs, they have to be very careful of taking fights. But lucky for them, with their lineup, they can just keep splitting the map. They are going to run the risk of getting caught by Storm, but after the BKBs come out, they have to be very careful with picking their fights. Really,
do you think this is an Axe game for Tinker? It is like the standard pickup, but normally you see that against more standard, Illusion Heroes, standard carries. He's against a Storm, a Death Prophet. Does he still go for the Axe?
It's still pretty good damage for the whole team, though.
Ice is getting very low from this Roshan. Looks like Mineski are going to perhaps give this one up. Paparazzi goes in. There's the BKB. The Static Storm wasted as well because of this, and he's going to get the kill on the Visage. The hook shot not going to help out there. Roshan, Mushi stuck inside. He's surrounded by 3 heroes. Gets off the ultimate. Is going to be able to get a kill on the Bane, but pays for it with his life. And Mineski perhaps throwing away their lead with a poor decision to go for Roche. Roshan goes down, snatched by the Storm Spirit, and Aegis going his way. That is a disaster for Mineski. Ori's still alive as well. Has a shrine if he needs it. He's going to wait for his team.
Oh my god, that was... They didn't know that the Storm had BKB. And on top of that, Visage was... Like, Ice was so low because of the Roshan.
That's...
Big mistake there by Mineski. Got overconfident there.
The big thing there is...
And they had no ward, right? They didn't see them... I'm not sure if there's even smoke.
I don't know how the Storm just somehow found them. Perhaps that mid ward caught a slight bit of vision of them, but I think where Visage really struggles there is he was tanking Roshan, and Gravekeeper's Cloak does not help you against Roche. So suddenly Visage is looking at like a couple hundred damage per right click from that Roshan.
So pretty much they used the Tide and the DP ulti in that fight? Yeah.
Yes, both ultimates used.
Can Mineski actually find something now? Even with the Aegis, I think they should try to maybe find a fight. Not sure how, I don't think they have smokes. No smokes available. Yeah, gonna be quite difficult. But they're still stronger now, I think they should still fight. If they don't fight now, it means in 1 minute and 1.5 minutes, they're not gonna fight. Against the Aegis and the double ultimates.
Yeah.
Oh, Tinker's trouble.
Yeah. Been gone on. Can he find a way to blink out the Clockwork? Could perhaps save the day, and actually Young 11 in some trouble here. Tinker's going to turn around and start throwing spells as 11 gets brought down. Tinker's regen rune kicking in now as well. As Mushi getting jumped while that all goes on. He's been left alone in this mid lane. Does have the familiars. Misses the first one on the Storm. Gets the second one though. Mushi now gripped up. Has no escape. Mineski's defense in the top lane leads to him getting stranded. And a follow-up pickoff. One turns into two. As Vici Gaming punish Mineski's over-aggression.
Oh, the sleep. But yet again, like Mineski's movement, not so smooth. They TP top to help the Tinker, but when that was happening, the Venom should be like building already, because they sent like 2 important heroes top to help the Tinker, and there's no business for the Venom to stay mid anymore.
Okay.
He pretty much had no backup back then, except for Tinker TPing in. So not sure what was the plan there for him to stay. Maybe he thought that they didn't have enough firepower to take him down. Not sure. That was a really costly death there for Mushi. He needs to be really strong this game because of the BKBs. Everyone else is like mostly magical. Yep. And he's like the main physical damage dealer. So if he dies in the fights all the time, like sometimes you talk about banner, you're like, oh, it's okay if I die, I do my job. But in this kind of game where the banner has to scale as a carry, right clicker, you don't want to die in the fights, you know?
Does the game start looking better for Mineski, like when those BKBs start getting down to like 5 seconds?
For sure. But it's gonna be a while, dude.
Sure.
That's gonna be like maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes before he actually gets to the point where both the BKBs are 5 seconds.
Yeah, the next couple team fights are gonna be very rough dealing with
very hard.
Prophet.
They have to pick their fights very wisely, very wisely. Research is going into like full tank mode, and he should only be the one like taking the fire, like getting focused. Everyone else should be very careful. The Tinker and the Venom has to be very careful about their positioning.
Well, we'll see if Vici Gaming can connect with their movement through the Radiant jungle. They're perhaps just going to set themselves up for this bottom tier 2 tower, but also hoping to catch a stray hero. They do loop around this bottom lane. Not much Mineski can do to defend the tier 2. Question is, will they look to go for the high ground? They've got the Death Prophet ultimate. They still have an Aegis on Storm Spirit as well as an Arcane Rune. This is a very dangerous time for Mineski to take a fight.
Aegis is running out soon, I think. Is it?
Backing off, it looks like. Slider goes mid.
They should wait for the Aegis to run out before deciding what to do. Tinker's going... he's going for a Hex. I guess this is just mostly for the Storm. Yeah, I guess it's okay. The Hex will give them like a reliable way of locking him down, since the other ways are not really good right now.
Yep. Paparazzi scattered by the familiars.
Oh, glimpse. Can I get a glimpse?
Hey, once again on the Venomancer here. The Mantis gets him out of the Orchid though.
Oh, he wasn't able to get a glimpse. Oh, he gets a glimpse.
Did not push 11 very far back though. Not the glimpse Ninja Boogie was looking for.
Aegis is ending. Yeah, it's very soon ending.
Yep. You're doing a good job to avoid fights while they've got the Aegis. There are still big ultimates on the Titan Death Prophet to worry about though, so not sure how gung-ho Mineski are going to be about fighting even when the Aegis is down.
Let's see on the other heroes of Vici, what are they going to finish up? Tide's going to finish a crucial item. He's going to have a mech fairly soon. That's going to help a lot. Bane, nothing really close. Lada pretty much has what he needs, the Blink and the Force. DP is going hard next.
Hard against...
Tinker?
Yeah.
The usual build.
Particular?
The usual build will be the core, Octarine core.
Yep.
I guess it's okay against Tinker, but maybe I would still...
Heart's just going to give you more...
Yeah, but I still like the Octarine core because of the cooldown. Because you're going to play with your ultimate so much and it helps you survive the fights a lot better.
Yeah, you get the spell lifesteal, so in some ways Octarine does give you a ton of survivability. So
but like you said, like Heart gives you the raw HP, so if you get caught, it's harder for them to burst you from there.
Yeah, the burst is less likely. Hasn't committed to anything yet, just has it queued up. As we've seen, these players will queue things up and then
Players like Ice, right?
Yeah.
One moment he's like, I'm gonna get Radiance. I think I need Pipe. I need Eggs.
Venom about to get that level 20, which is a pretty nice boost in his damage output.
Yeah, talking about talents, so who is reaching, apart from Venom, who's reaching like a key talent? How about VG? Is anyone reaching a key talent?
Tell me, Winter.
I don't think so, yeah, right now. I don't think anyone has like a, oh, that guy reaches to that talent, he's gonna get really strong.
Yeah. The Venom is probably the main hero with a pretty big talent this game.
I guess the Storm 25 could be really game-changing if you have Axe.
Yep. what we've seen most of the Storm start going for over the last few months, and what we've seen.
Pretty strong, good stats.
Gets Tinker as well.
Mass CC, you know.
Yep. Also good when you're versing Lincolns, which aren't in this game, but it just allows you to not have to worry about that as much.
Tinker might get a Lincolns, maybe, at some point, maybe. It's possible. There's a lot of like single target strong spells, you know.
Gets the blink, doesn't go for the mech or Greaves just yet. Has now 4 stuff and blink.
Blink is definitely still really good on a hero because he's been like getting like he realizes every fight, hook shot, tag storm, he's most likely dead.
Yep.
Like because you can't force out of the field, you know, the kinetic field, so he can't escape. So he needs a reliable way to get his Ravage out. So let's see, does Mineski have a smoke? They have one smoke.
It feels quite hard for either team to force a fight right now.
I think Vici is still stronger though because of their BKBs. They have what, 9-second BKB on Storm. They have 10-second BKB on DP. Yeah, I think Vici is definitely stronger.
They've got the better teamfight ultimates, like you mean Tide, Death Prophet. But what Mineski perhaps have is that kind of like vision advantage where you've got Rocket Flare,
the Venno
Plague War. It's very hard to actually initiate with a Blink Dagger from Slider, Tide.
I guess so, that's right.
But
then again, if they get a good fight, I think it's going to be harder for Mineski to fight.
Yeah, of course. It seems like one team has better vision, the other is better team fight. So the team with the vision is using that to not take those team fights.
Yep. I think at some point you're going to want to have like a... I'm not sure if you want to have a big... I'm thinking about whether the Venom should go BKB as well. Like, because if he... I think if he doesn't have BKB, he's going to get control a lot in the fights too. And then we are talking about how Venom needs to do like physical damage in the fights. Yep. But then again, he has a hood though. So if you get a hood, then you get a BKB. Maybe later, like in the ultra late game. Because I definitely feel like if he doesn't have a BKB, he can't stand and fight. You know, he's gonna get like stunned by the Ravage, gripped by the Bane, or stunned by Slada, pulled by the Storm, and he can't do his damage in the fights.
Yep. See where he looks to go if that BKB is going to be on his mind. But for now, it is Mineski happy to fun. They've got the double Midases going.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, Clockwork doesn't do much in this kind of game, though. Like, Clockwork, even if you give him, like, a lot of farm, I'm not sure how much he can do.
You get a Hex or something. I think you can do something. That's a lot of the farm.
You say Hex, but I'm thinking of, like, maybe a Lotus, something to help your team.
Sure. Against the Slada, the Bane.
Yeah, Lotus would be quite useful.
And they're going to get a Hex on the Tinker, so I don't think they're in any rush to get a second Hex. It's not like got to that, like, 60, 70-minute stage where you want as many Hexes as possible.
Pretty much, he might also want to consider getting a BKB if he goes long enough, like Clockwork, because if you hook in against those heroes, you're just gonna pretty much die.
Vici Gaming, deep smoke into enemy territory, get down 2 very good wards.
Yeah, they know Roche is going to spawn.
Yeah, they also want to fight.
Good move.
Oh, good move from Mushi. Gets the Plague Ward, scouts out the Slaughter as well. They have figured out where Vici Gaming are.
Storm is TPing back, so that's gonna signal the end of the push here for Vici.
Definitely a thought in Mineski's head that Vici could have been in that Roche pit. As
okay, so they have the Hex. I think Vici didn't have vision of this. They're going to do something with the Hex. Smoke maybe? They have a Hex on Tinker. Right. This is going to be a big first move item. If they can Hex the Storm, kill him first, that would be huge.
The save potential is
okay. Venno has BKB. Venno has BKB.
Alright. See what they can do. They smoke up. Venno just going to charge forward again, scouting them out. This Plague Ward vision giving Mineski big edge in these fights.
But still, Vici has really good... Like, they have 3 good wards around the Roche area.
Yep.
The gem on the Visage hasn't really scouted any of them.
Not yet. He, I believe, came through the mid lane and
Slada?
Yep. That's a useful kill. He does get hexed up, so they now know about it. At least the Storm perhaps less likely to get caught by this one. The Glimpse back. Hexed up again. They're taking a long time to kill him. They're going to finally bring him down.
Force!
Okay, to the north, it's going to be the Tinker getting chased down by the Storm Spirit. Tinker getting down to about half health. Back in the main fight, 11 has a Ravage. Can't find a chance to use it, though. He's getting hooked up. He's being chainsawn down. Tide is dead. No
Tinker's
Ravage
out.
for you. And
Tinker's
Tinker
out.
Survives. He's gone off to the east. He juked the hell out of that Storm.
What a play there by Tinker, managing to juke out Paparazzi on a Storm. Well played there by Nana. And does this open the Roshan?
Awesome. You're worried about a buyback from a Tide.
They have a buyback and Ravage, so...
Yeah, that is the big threat.
But Storm has to heal, so he's healing. He's coming back. This is still a bit tricky though. It's not the fastest Roche.
Last Roche did not go well for Mineski. This one looks to be going a bit better. No sign of a contest just yet from Vici. who look to have decided to give this one up.
That fight was all the hacks on the Tinker. They were caught by surprise. They have no idea that the Tinker has a hack. So Mineski claims the second important Roshan of the game. And with the hacks pick up, I think Vici is going to be figuring out maybe we're going to need a Lotus to help.
The Storm does get a Linken's for now, so can't get insta.
I mean, you might still want to consider Lotus on one of the supports, or maybe even the Tide. Tide is going for, wow, he's going for BKB.
Sick of getting static stormed, hook-shotted, trapped in cogs. He's getting controlled so heavily in these fights.
I don't know. I guess he feels like he really needs it though. Like, BKB on Tide is generally not something that you want to see. So Ice finds the ward. They got it. They're gonna push right now, but right with the Aegis, and who has the cheese?
The Clockwork.
Clockwork has the cheese. I don't know. I think Vici is it's still possible for Vici to win a fight here if they get a big Ravage. Mineski with the Aegis and cheese, they still need to be really cautious about their positioning. Only the banner in front with the wards and maybe the Visage in between, and the Glimpse
doesn't pull him too much further
bot
out.
lane. Tinker might be in trouble here. Let's see if Storm finds him.
Oh, I believe he saw that ball lightning. Tinker goes north. Can he get another blink away? He's going further north in Storm.
Oh my god, space.
Guess is wrong.
Space
Nana
created.
is not only out, but he's clearing another wave. He says, hey Storm, I'm actually up here. Come and get me.
They're gonna need like some anti-Tinker wards, like the cliff wards around. Because the rest of the heroes, they don't have like a spell to like give vision on the trees. So it's gonna be hard for the Storm to guess. So far he's guessed wrong both times. The top fight, which was really crucial, that didn't kill the Tinker, and now he didn't kill the Tinker again. He couldn't find him. So next round of items coming up. Ice is finishing. He already finished his Greaves.
Getting a pipe now.
And the pipe is almost done. So this is gonna like super charge his team fights, his team's team fight potential.
Yep.
And for Vici's side, their team fight items. Let's see. Bane, Glimmer's gonna help a bit. Slada's also getting a Glimmer, or they're getting double Glimmer. Yeah. So like I said, the Tide changed his mind. He's going for Lotus. I really don't think the BKB is really good. Lotus would mean that they have some way of saving the guy that's getting focused by Tinker. Very important item against Tinker late game. You can't afford to let the Tinker just like perma-ship your, like, say your Storm. Like, then the fight is like pretty much over. You need to have a way to save him. And DP is going, I guess, he went Octarine, so not the hard.
Yeah, more,
see?
more
Parker?
standard. You know, you
Octarine is better, you know.
Yeah, Ori agrees. I agree, Winter. I've got your back.
No, he
was just baiting you.
You were like
hard.
hesitating just now. You're like, hard's good against Tinker. I guess it's okay. You're like,
I believed in the Octarine.
I don't believe you, Parker.
That's the wrong spirit to have, Winter. You're my co-cast. You're gonna have my back on everything. Not the case.
It's good to have different opinions. That's what you said yesterday.
Sure.
It's good to disagree.
Okay.
You know what's not good? Disagreeing with your wife. Never do that. I got in trouble.
Duly noted.
And I lost.
No, Wing, you're teaching the viewers out here a lot of lessons about life, but as well as Dota. But
yep, in some ways, your teammates are your life partners.
We've seen team relationships make or break teams. Definitely some of the most successful teams have always had those strong bonds with their teammates.
Yep, so I think the next item that could change the tide of the game is the Aghanims on Disruptor. If he's somehow able to get it. He's actually not far.
Yeah,
1k.
Gold.
1k away.
The anti-BKB item. Even...
Oh, the tower's almost... They're gonna do a lot of damage to the tower here.
And Mineski going to force this. Mushi has got that level 25, so...
He got the wards, right? Yeah.
I can only imagine. Given their position sieging here, Poison Sting slow against Death Providence Storm is not going to offer a whole lot.
Only good against like a mass melee lineup. Yep. Maybe.
They're getting this tower, someone uncontested. Very hard to just go in against all this magic
They might see Paparazzi if he moves forward. There's like wards behind her.
Yep.
Oh, they're gonna see him?
He balls in from afar. The Tinker actually blinked forward, though. The Tinker is somehow juking him.
This guy has the Aegis.
Yeah.
Hook
shot. Not going to get the catches. He does get glimpsed away from it.
They got the tower. Like they got the tower,
Parker. Down. They can fall back and take shrines, but I imagine they may want to go for the racks here.
Not so sure, though. Still, like, the safer play would be shrine, control the map. reward and maybe wait for a better opportunity. If the opportunity doesn't come, then wait for the next Roshan, control them. They have the gem, they have the catch, they have map control right now. And Vici is the team that feel like, oh crap, we need to play together.
And the Aegis was expiring.
Yes, there's no reason to risk. And now Tinker has the BKB. You need this item against Storm late game.
Oh, Vici going for it. They know the Aegis just expired. They want to get a jump here, and they're going to see Mushi blink.
Oh,
he doesn't get the crush.
BKB.
Oh, Lan M slightly off with the blink. The initiation for VG Gaming perhaps going to cost them. The Storm trying to ball in. Ty gets a Ravage off, not too shabby.
BKB on Tinker.
Tinker with a BKB is just going to survive his way through this. He's waiting for the Storm BKB to end so he can hex him. For now, it's Ori getting the Spirit Siphons out, staying alive a little bit longer. Young 11 getting taken out by the Soul Assumptions, going two direction here. Ice doing tons of damage in these fights. Tinker's back. He's got the hex. Paparazzi has to be careful. Can't afford to go down. The Lincoln Sphere helping block some of these spells, but Ori still alive. He's actually fighting the Tinker. Almost brings him down with him, but it is going to be Mineski coming out on top. BKB's used a plenty on both sides, and it was Mineski.
That was the BKB on Tinker again. First, it was the Hex on Moon that caught them by surprise, and now his BKB caught the Storm by surprise. I don't think the Storm would have tried to jump him if he knew he had BKB. And he wasted so much mana, you know, like trying to kill the Tinker, and he couldn't really help his team. So that's going to spell like, can they get 2 sets of racks here? They have 2 buybacks, but no Ravage and no DP ulti, like Exorcism.
They need to make sure they get that top melee. There we go. Mushi's wards being
Come on, dude, it's a level 25 Plague Ward, triple Plague Ward.
They were hitting creeps, bro.
Who are you kidding, man? It's gonna get the Rex, no worries. Relax.
We've seen earlier in this tournament and today as well, Vici Gaming's initiation has sometimes been a bit questionable. Lan M as well as 11 have not had a good tournament, and it was Lan M there missing the Blink Crush. This time he's gonna get it. Finds Mushi. Mushi on the front line is very tanky with the grip going there as well. Looks like he may go down. He gets the cheese off just in time. They couldn't lock him down enough. He's still alive. Fenrir brought down by the Tinker laser from the low ground here. Tinker goes in, getting laser onto 3 here. It's 11 gets glimpsed back in. It's looking disastrous for Vici Gaming as a second lane goes down. Could be it for game 1 for the Chinese squad. A 20k plus gold lead. And Mineski are not finished having their way with Vici Gaming's base. They want that third lane of racks. They want the mega creeps. They know there's no Ravage, no Tide for 50 seconds. In goes the Death probably with an Exorcism, but it's already a kill going Mineski's way. Tinker getting pulled in by the Storm, but he's got a BKB. He's going to be kept alive. Ori's in the middle of 5 heroes here. This surely does not end well for him. Here's the Hex. The burst damage is going to start coming out now as well. Mega kill streak for Ice, and Paparazzi will get the kill on Tinker, but pays for it with his life and with the game.
MVP of this game, Nana on the Tinker. Didn't get caught at all in the game by the Storm. Made so many plays.
So well
and his Hex and BKB definitely won them very, very key fights. He's definitely, for me, the MVP of this game.
It wasn't a flawless victory for Mineski. Still some things to work on.
A lot of like